Dr. Elias Thorne bolted through the rain-slicked streets of Seattle, his white coat flapping like a flag of surrender, heart pounding as he glanced over his shoulder at the opulent hotel where his family waited to seal his fate. He had just ditched his own engagement party, slipping out a side door while his parents toasted to a union that would merge two powerful Alpha-Omega dynasties in the pharmaceutical world. But Elias, an Omega doctor who had clawed his way through medical school on sheer will, couldn't stomach the idea of being bartered like a commodity, especially not to some faceless alpha he'd never met. Panting, he ducked into a dimly lit coffee shop, the bell jingling like an alarm. The barista raised an eyebrow at his disheveled appearance, but Elias forced a smile and ordered a black coffee, sinking into a corner booth to catch his breath. His phone buzzed incessantly. Messages from his mother, laced with disappointment and veiled threats about disinheritance. "This marriage is for the family, Elias. Think of your future." But what future? One where he played the dutiful Omega wife, sidelined from his career at the bustling Seattle General Hospital? No, he'd rather face the stigma of being a runaway Omega than chain himself to tradition. As the steam from his cup rose, memories flooded back. Elias had always been the outlier in his conservative family, the one who suppressed his heats with medication to focus on saving lives rather than submitting to societal expectations. Omegas were supposed to bond, to find an alpha protector, but Elias had tasted independence and craved more. His thoughts drifted to his college days at UCLA, where he'd fallen hard for an alpha named Marcus Hale, charismatic, ambitious, and utterly devastating. Their relationship had been a whirlwind of stolen moments in dorm rooms and late-night drives along the Pacific Coast Highway. Marcus had promised forever, but when Elias's family discovered the affair, they deemed Marcus unworthy. A self-made alpha from a modest background, not from their elite circles. The breakup had shattered Elias, leaving him wary of love ever since. Shaking off the nostalgia, Elias pulled out his laptop, intending to book a flight anywhere but here. But as he scrolled through options, a news alert popped up. Hale Pharmaceuticals acquires Thorne Labs in megamerger. His blood ran cold. Hale? As in Marcus Hale? The article detailed how Marcus, now a rising star in the industry, had orchestrated the deal. And then it hit him. The arranged marriage wasn't to a stranger. It was to Marcus, the ex who had vanished after their forced separation 5 years ago. Elias's hands trembled. How could his family do this without telling him? Rage bubbled up, mixed with a treacherous spark of curiosity. He slammed the laptop shut and stormed out, hailing a cab to the airport. But doubt crept in during the ride. What if Marcus had changed? What if this was fate's twisted way of reuniting them? No, he told himself. This was manipulation, pure and simple. Arriving at Seattle-Tacoma, he bought a ticket to New York, vowing to start over. Yet, as he boarded the plane, a voice over the intercom announced a delay due to weather, giving him just enough time to second-guess everything. In the terminal, Elias paced, his Omega instincts warring with his rational mind. Suppressants kept his pheromones in check, but stress amplified everything. He spotted a familiar face across the crowd, tall, broad-shouldered, with piercing blue eyes. Marcus. How? Elias's heart stuttered as Marcus approached, his scent, a mix of sandalwood and authority, cutting through the airport chaos. Elias, Marcus said, voice low and steady. We need to talk. Elias froze, the world narrowing to this moment. How did you find me? He demanded, voice barely above a whisper. Your family called. Said you ran. Marcus's expression was unreadable, a mask of concern and something deeper. I didn't know it was you until yesterday. The merger was business. The marriage clause was a surprise to me too. Liar? Elias spat, but his resolve wavered. Marcus looked older, more refined, yet the same fire burned in his eyes. They found a quiet corner, the hum of announcements fading as old wounds reopened. Why agree to it? Elias asked, arms crossed. Marcus sighed. Because after you, no one else measured up. And when I saw your name in the contract, it felt like a second chance. Elias laughed bitterly. A second chance built on coercion? That's not romance. That's a trap. As they argued, flashes of their past resurfaced. Lazy Sundays in bed debating ethics, Marcus supporting Elias's dreams against his family's pressure. But society had torn them apart. Alphas were leaders, Omegas supporters. Elias had defied that by becoming a doctor, but now this marriage threatened to undermine it all. The boarding call interrupted them. Elias turned to leave, but Marcus grabbed his arm gently. "Don't run from us again, Eli. Give us a chance to make it right." Elias pulled away, boarding the plane with a heavy heart. In his seat, he stared out the window, the city lights blurring as tears welled. Was escaping freedom or cowardice? The flight took off, but his mind stayed grounded in Seattle, tangled in what-ifs. New York greeted Elias with its relentless energy, a far cry from Seattle's misty calm. He checked into a modest hotel in Brooklyn, using savings to avoid his family's trackers. As an ER doctor, he quickly found temp work at a local clinic, diving into shifts to drown out the chaos. But nights were harder. Suppressants couldn't stifle the dreams of Marcus, his touch, his laugh. A week in, his phone rang, unknown number. He answered warily. "Elias, it's me," Marcus said. "Please, don't hang up." "How did you get this number?" Elias demanded, pacing his tiny room. "I have resources now. Look, I get why you ran. Your family ambushed us both. But the merger is done. The marriage isn't mandatory. We can walk away." "Then why pursue me?" Elias's voice cracked. "Because I never stopped loving you, and I think you feel the same." Elias hung up, but the words lingered. He threw himself into work, treating patients from all walks. Omegas facing discrimination, alphas battling stereotypes. One case hit close. A young Omega teen, pregnant and abandoned. Her alpha partner pressured by family to reject her. Elias counseled her on options, but it mirrored his fears. Society's rigid ABO dynamics dictating lives. Back home, he researched the merger. Hale Pharmaceuticals, under Marcus, focused on affordable suppressants and fertility aids, challenging Big Pharma's greed. Thorne Labs, his family's company, was profit-driven, often cutting corners. The union made business sense, but personally, it screamed conflict. His sister, beta-neutral Amelia, called next. "Eli, come home. Mom's a wreck." And Marcus, "He's not the villain here. He's part of the system that boxes us in," Elias retorted. "Omegas aren't just for breeding alliances." Amelia sighed. "Times are changing. Look at the protests, Omega rights marches in D.C. But running won't fix it." Elias attended a local support group for ABO equality, sharing his story anonymously. Stories of forced bonds, workplace bias, and lost loves resonated. One alpha speaker advocated for choice over instinct, echoing Marcus's words. Torn, Elias messaged Marcus. "Meet me in Central Park tomorrow. Neutral ground." They met under blooming cherry blossoms, the city buzz providing cover. Marcus arrived with coffee, no entourage. "You look good, Doc," he said softly. "Cut the charm. Why agree to an arranged marriage at all?" Marcus leaned on a bench. "After we broke up, I built my empire to prove I was worthy. When your family approached, I saw it as redemption. But I didn't know it was you until the papers." Elias studied him. "And now I want you because of who you are, not what you are." They walked, discussing changes. Marcus supported Omega-led initiatives. Elias shared hospital horrors of pheromone discrimination. Sparks flew, but so did arguments. Marcus's ambition clashed with Elias's ethics. A paparazzi snap interrupted. Tech mogul Marcus Hale with Mystery Man. The photo went viral, outing their past. Elias's family exploded. Patients questioned his professionalism. Confronting Marcus at his hotel, Elias yelled, "This is why I ran. Exposure ruins everything." Marcus pulled him close. "Or it forces change. Fight with me, Eli." Elias left conflicted, the pull undeniable. But a call from the clinic, fired due to distractions, pushed him over. Society's backlash was real. He booked a flight back to Seattle, ready to face the storm. Returning to Seattle felt like stepping into a battlefield. Elias's parents waited at the airport, faces stern. "You've caused enough scandal," his father growled. "Time to fulfill your duty." Elias stood tall. "My duty is to my patients, not your deals." They drove in silence to the family estate, a sprawling mansion overlooking Puget Sound. Marcus was there, invited for discussions. The tension was palpable as they gathered in the study. "Elias, this marriage strengthens us all," his mother pleaded. "Marcus is a good match." "Good for business," Elias countered. "But what about love?" Marcus interjected. "I love him, always have." The room erupted. Elias's father accused Marcus of opportunism. Elias defended him, surprising himself. Revelations poured out. The family had known about their past, engineering the merger to correct it. Disgusted, Elias stormed out, Marcus following. They drove to Alki Beach, waves crashing as emotions surged. "Why didn't you fight for me back then?" Elias asked, voice raw. "I was young, broke. Your family threatened my future." Marcus admitted regrets, sharing his climb from rags to riches, driven by loss. Elias opened up about isolation, suppressing his nature to succeed. "Being Omega means constant judgment. Patients doubt my skills. Colleagues patronize." Marcus listened, then, "Marry me for real, not arrangement. Let's challenge the norms together." Tempted, Elias agreed to date secretly, testing waters. They attended galas incognito, but leaks fueled media frenzy. Omega Doctor and Alpha scandal? Progress or perversion? Protests erupted. Conservatives decrying unnatural bonds. Progressives hailing it as reform. Elias faced harassment at work. A patient refused treatment, calling him distracted. A pivotal case. An Alpha-Omega couple in crisis, the Omega abused due to imbalance. Elias saved the Omega's life, but it highlighted risks. Marcus funded a shelter, earning Elias's respect. Yet doubt lingered. At a family dinner, his cousin sneered, "Omegas belong at home, not hospitals." Elias snapped, defending his choices, but it escalated into a fight. Marcus proposed privately that night, ring in hand. "Not for show. For us." Elias hesitated. "What if society wins? What if I lose my career? Then we fight harder." But a bombshell dropped. Elias's suppressants failed during stress, triggering a mild heat. Marcus helped platonically, but it intensified bonds. Rumors swirled. Elias was suspended pending investigation. Furious, he confronted his family. "You leaked it to control me." Denials flew, but trust shattered. Elias packed, ready to run again, but Marcus blocked the door. "Stay. We'll expose the truth." Together, they planned a press conference, turning personal drama into social commentary. The press conference at Seattle City Hall drew crowds. Reporters, activists, detractors. Elias stood beside Marcus, heart racing. "This isn't just our story," Elias began. "It's about choice in a world that dictates based on biology." Marcus added, "Alphas and Omegas deserve equality, not arrangements." Questions flew. Is this a PR stunt? How does an Omega lead in medicine? Elias answered firmly, citing successes, but a heckler shouted, "Tradition protects us." Chaos ensued. Security intervened. Post-event, support poured in petitions for ABO rights reforms. But backlash intensified. Elias's license threatened. Marcus's stocks dipped. They retreated to Marcus's penthouse, strategizing. "We can't back down," Marcus urged. Elias nodded, but exhaustion hit. Memories of their youth contrasted current turmoil. Simple love versus societal war. A turning point. Elias treated a high-profile alpha politician's Omega spouse, earning quiet allies. Whispers of legislative changes buzzed. Yet, personal toll mounted. Elias's mother visited, tearful. "I wanted security for you, like I never had." Elias softened. "Security isn't chains, Mom." Reconciliation began, but his father resisted. threatening to cut ties. Marcus faced his own demons, board members pressuring him to drop the distraction. He refused, solidifying loyalty. As tensions peaked, a gala fundraiser for Omega Health became ground zero. Elias and Marcus attended as a couple, defying norms. Speeches highlighted disparities. Omegas denied promotions, Alphas stereotyped as aggressors. A confrontation erupted. Elias's father publicly denounced them. "This mockery ends now." Elias stood up. "No, Dad. Forcing bonds is the mockery." The room divided. Applause mixed with boos. Marcus pulled Elias aside. "I'm proud of you." That night, they shared vulnerabilities, Elias fearing loss of identity, Marcus dreading failure. Intimacy grew emotionally, bonds deepening without pressure. But a leak revealed Elias's heat incident, twisted into scandal. Protests outside the hospital turned violent. Elias was assaulted verbally, shaken. In the ER aftermath, treating his own bruises, Elias questioned everything. "Is love worth this?" Marcus held him. "Only if we choose it." Deciding to step back, they planned a quiet life, but society wouldn't let go. A lawsuit emerged. Elias sued for discrimination, Marcus backing him. Court battles ensued, testimonies exposing systemic bias. Witnesses included former patients, colleagues, even family. Mid-trial, Elias's father testified against, but cracked under cross. "I feared for his safety in a cruel world." Elias forgave privately, bridges mending. As verdict loomed, Elias and Marcus reflected on their journey, from exes to allies. The courtroom buzzed as the judge ruled in Elias's favor, declaring the suspension discriminatory and ordering reforms at the hospital. Cheers erupted. It was a landmark for ABO rights, sparking nationwide debates. Elias and Marcus emerged hand in hand, flashbulbs popping, a symbol of change. Back at work, Elias was reinstated with apologies, his reputation bolstered. Patients now sought him for his advocacy as much as expertise. Marcus's company thrived, pivoting to ethical practices. Their relationship evolved, dates in public, no hiding. Family tensions eased. Elias's parents attended a small engagement party, genuine this time, but scars remained. Elias pondered choices. Had running been right, or facing fears? They married quietly in a garden ceremony, vows emphasizing partnership over roles. Honeymoon in Hawaii brought peace, discussions of future, adoption perhaps challenging norms further. Yet, controversies lingered. Media dissected their every move. Model couple or social experiment? Elias wrote an op-ed, "Love isn't biology, it's choice." Marcus supported, their bond unbreakable. Years on, they led foundations for equality, inspiring others. But Elias often wondered about paths not taken. In quiet moments, he asked Marcus, "Was it worth the fight?" "Every second," Marcus replied. Their story became legend, proof that love could reshape society. But was tradition truly the enemy, or just a misunderstood guardian? True or false? In a world of alphas and omegas, arranged marriages protect more than they harm.